In a small, forgotten town nestled deep within a dark forest, there was an old, decrepit house that had been abandoned for decades. The townspeople whispered about it, calling it the Cursed House, and warned their children never to go near it. They spoke of strange noises and eerie lights that flickered in its windows at night, but no one ever dared to investigate. One cold October evening, a group of friends, eager for a thrill, decided to explore the house. They were skeptical of the tales and laughed off the warnings. Armed with flashlights and bravado, they set off into the woods as the sun dipped below the horizon. The house stood at the end of a long, overgrown path, its windows shattered and its door barely hanging on its hinges. The air around it was still, too still, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. The friends hesitated for a moment, but their curiosity pushed them forward. Inside, the house was a maze of creaking floorboards and peeling wallpaper. Cobwebs clung to every corner, and the smell of damp decay hung in the air. As they ventured deeper, they stumbled upon a room at the end of a narrow hallway. The door was slightly ajar, and from within, a dim, flickering light beckoned them. They pushed the door open to reveal a large, dusty mirror hanging on the wall. It was cracked and covered in grime, yet something about it seemed to draw them in. The light in the room flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced across the mirror's surface. One of the friends, a girl named Emily, stepped closer, her breath fogging up the glass. She wiped away the dust with her sleeve, revealing her reflection. But as she stared into the mirror, she noticed something strange. Her reflection wasn't quite right. It was delayed, like an old video with a slight lag. And then, without warning, it smiled at her. Emily gasped and stumbled back, her heart racing. Her friends crowded around the mirror, but all they saw were their own faces, tired and nervous. Emily tried to laugh it off, but the fear gnawed at her. Suddenly, the door to the room slammed shut, and the light in the mirror intensified, flooding the room with an unnatural glow. The friends screamed and banged on the door, but it wouldn't budge. The mirror's surface began to ripple like water, and one by one, their reflections started to move independently, their eyes darkening and their mouths twisting into sinister grins. Emily's reflection stepped out of the mirror, its movements jerky and unnatural. It stared at her with hollow black eyes, and then it spoke, its voice a distorted echo of her own. "You shouldn't have come here," it whispered, its smile widening to an impossible degree. "Now you'll never leave." Before anyone could react, the other reflections followed suit, stepping out of the mirror and advancing toward them. The room filled with cold, suffocating darkness as the friends were pulled one by one into the mirror, their screams echoing in the empty house. The next morning, the house stood silent once more, its secrets buried deep within. The townspeople noticed the group was missing, but no one dared to search the cursed house. Over time, they were forgotten, just like the others who had disappeared before them. And the mirror? It waits patiently for the next group of curious souls to find it.